which is unbelievable. All right, I'm going to rant and rave for a while because I need to know. I don't know if this is working or not. I don't even know if you can see this. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm doing it all on my laptop, basically, because I'm not at home. So someone tell me if you can hear me and if this works. I'm just going to sit here and stare at the screen. I think it's working. Whether you can hear me or not, I don't know. Maybe if I put the sound on. I think it is working as well. I mean, if that doesn't sum up how shite UK is, I don't know. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. When I try and do it at home, it breaks at least twice. And now here I am at a random hotel in Belgrade. That's right. I'm in the former Soviet Union. The internet is amazing. I checked the internet before I did this because I thought I wanted to do this. This was my plan. But I was like, I don't know if it's going to work. The internet is amazing. Like, it's free internet. You don't have to pay for it. Nothing. The download speed. This is how much of a nerd I am. The download speed is 70, and the upload speed is like 50. We should all move to Serbia, which is slightly terrifying at the same time. But yes, I am in Belgrade right now. I can tell you why if you want. I think it's quite boring, so I won't bore you with the details. And I realised I meant to put this up yesterday, and then I forgot because yesterday I was running around like a moron. But I thought, screw it, we've got some time. We'll put it up now, and we'll do it. And then, more or less, people in the archive can catch up as and when. Because, as I promised, I want to get back into a habit of doing things. Hi, Tom. Hi, man that you fear. I was going to do a live Miller's Musings, which I may be able to do when I get back later. I've got to pop out and do something. But a Miller's Musings will go up today or tomorrow. I'm just going to live stream it because I don't have any of my equipment. But maybe I'm just going to do it like this from now on. This was so easy. Usually when I try, everything blows up and explodes. I mean, you got that weird thing when you do it from a webcam when it's coming up and it looks like I'm about 8 feet tall, which I would like. Yeah, so that's it really. I would like to say a lot of nice people on Patreon said very nice things about the musical video I put up yesterday, which I did as part of the Simon Miller self-improvement program, which I've dubbed it now, which is Simon Miller's rise back to not being a miserable goit. That's what I've called it, and I've realised, look, you can't fight misery with misery, right? You can't fight melancholy by being melancholic, because that's ridiculous. So while I do still feel sad, and while I've let this knock me far more than I should allow it to, nothing. You got to drag yourself back up, which is what I'm going to do. And the thought of me putting anything, it's different when it's metal, right? Because you're like, it's like you're protected by noise. But the thought of me just putting up a video with a guitar and me singing terrified me. To the point I didn't want to do it, and I went, well, that's why I'm going to do it. Because ages ago, and I'd never do this just because obviously it ties into my business, but I wanted to come off social media because like, social media is so negative, and I do still think that. So I thought, okay, well, I'm going to reframe my social media so it's really positive, and I'm going to do that by doing positive things. And now, if I see anything negative on social media, I just block that person or I mute them, whatever. They go, they're gone. Because I'm going through some kind of like rebirth, some kind of renaissance where now I just want positive living. And again, I won't get into specifics. But the thing, the relationships I talked about in a Q&A a few weeks ago, I think there may be some negative stuff that I found out after the fact, and that's for sure. However, I don't know if it's true or not, and that creates a negative effect anyway. So I'm like, right, well, I'm just going to be positive. If I only live my life in a positive way, hopefully positive things will happen. Anyway, that is the long and the short of it. Thank you for joining me here on a Monday night. I believe it's 6:30 for you. It's 7:30 for me. I'm just going to answer some questions quickly, because I do want to get into a routine where no matter where I am, no matter what I'm doing, at some point on Monday, hopefully I can start, doing it at a better time. Maybe I start doing it in the evenings all the time, because I'm always here in the evenings. Anyway, Mondays, we're going to do a damn Q&A, come hell or high water. So we'll start with the Facebook questions, just because there were fewer of those. Scott Rushing, here's a dumb one. Love starting with a dumb one. Would you rather have the power of super speed or the power to teleport like in Jumper? Super speed, power to teleport. I think I'd rather have super speed because, well, it depends. Is super speed like Superman super speed? Because he could run across water. And if I could run across water, I don't need a teleport because I can get where I want to go really quick. And you can use speed for other things. Teleporting you can only use from going to point A to point B, whereas super speed is probably going to help you out in other situations, such as if you're about to hit by a car. I guess you could teleport then too. They're kind of the same power, because super speed is just there to get you from point A to point B quicker, and that's all teleportation is. I'll go with super speed though. I like super speed. It just looks cooler as well. I get more news coverage. Tom Anson, did you enjoy Fastlane? I did enjoy Fastlane, you know. Go watch my What Culture Ups and Downs if you haven't already. I thought it was a fun show. I mean, maybe it was because I knew I had a long, crazy day today. It was just nice to get up and watch some wrestling and do that kind of fun video. But yeah, I thought it was really good. I didn't like the Naomi Lynch Carmella Natty match, so that felt like filler. I thought the pre-show was balls. I could have done so much more with that. However, I did enjoy everything else. I mean, it did feel like a souped-up episode of SmackDown. The fact Daniel Bryan's gone missing is crazy. But yeah, I did. I thought it was good. I thought it was good. Okay, a basic event. But, you know, Oscar being there and the main event was fun all over the place. We're definitely getting Nakamura, AJ. I liked Rusev, even though he lost. He made me laugh. So yeah, no, I thought it was good. I enjoyed it muchly. Simon Miller is the Flash. I don't run fast. Andrew Selkirk, I've got two for you. I will answer both for you, Andrew, because you're a nice guy. Do you have any vices? Well, the gym is my vice. Not so much anymore, actually. I still go into the gym. I still love the gym, but there was a point where I let it rule my life a little bit too much. Case in point, I've now travelled abroad. I would never have come abroad with no food or protein bars, and I haven't done it this time because, again, I'm trying to I still got to go to the gym, and I still think healthy living is really important, but I'm trying to reframe my life where external stresses don't exist. I'm getting well hippy trippy basically in my older years, but you know, I used to worry so much about going away and not having the right amount of food or whatever that it used to cause me a lot of stress and it used to stop me wanting to go away. Now I'm starting to realize that stuff doesn't really matter. I can go away for 3 days, eat whatever I want, and then I make sure I clean it up in the latter part of the week. So the gym was certainly a vice. Maybe a bad one as well at some points in the past. I think that bodybuilding contest taught me a lot, which was good. So yes, other vices. Pizza. When I start eating pizza, I got to learn when to stop. And ice cream. Man, do I love. I mean, I'm good with it, but once I get going, I go crazy. There's talk of Brock Lesnar versus John Jones UFC fight. Who do you think will win if it goes ahead? I think it should go ahead, and I think we should just both put them on all the drugs. They love doing drugs. Put them on all the drugs. What a fight! I think John Jones would win. I think Brock Lesnar is an incredible athlete, but he's 41, and I also think that John Jones is probably, problems and controversies aside, the greatest UFC fighter, pound for pound, ever. Unfortunately, there's a big asterisk over that because you never know what he's on and what he's not on or what he's doing or where his mind is. I think John Jones would. I think John Jones will beat most heavyweights. Don't get me wrong, Brock Lesnar is a freak, and you know the stuff he can do is incredible. But John Jones is. Every time I saw him fight, again, let's just pretend. Let's just take it for what he was. You know, his skill and his domination and just the pound for poundness was. Yeah, I think John Jones. I actually think John Jones would win quite easily. I think Brock Lesnar would care because I think he'd make loads of money. So yeah, I think John Jones would win, and I would like to see that fight. I think that fun. I think it would be a great. I think that'd be a great fight. I really do. Right, I'm just loading up the Patreon page. So I think a couple more have gone on there, and I will refresh it once more before we go. But I certainly don't want to miss any questions. So Andrew, you told me how to pronounce your last name, and I've forgotten already. Can I get it up in my? Where are you? There you are. So it's Andrew McAlane Jr. Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate that. You answered my question. Who is the primary lyricist for MGJ? And if you could wax philosophical on the writing process for a moment, lyrics versus music, etc. Well, I write all our lyrics. I write all our lyrics. I can tell you what they're about if you want. I mean, they're not like the most in-depth lyrics in the world, but they are all surprisingly about how difficult life can be, and some of them are about sort of. It's weird. I don't fear death, but I find the idea of death terrifying, if that makes sense. It's kind of a bit of a thing. So a lot is about that. And yeah, just a lot about how... I do write a lot about relationships as well, but I don't write like, love you, babe, miss you so much. I kind of take how it makes me feel and the struggles I think people go through. Because as you can probably tell, you know, one of my Achilles heel, or my Mount Everest in life, man, we're getting well personal here in Belgrade, is, you know, a lot of my life, such as this and the What Culture stuff and videos and the gym and all that stuff, is really, really good. But the one thing I can't seem to make work is relationships. That does bother me from time to time, as I'm now learning. And in the past and in the present, we're working on a song at the moment. I've kind of fueled my my lyrics into that. And they're not the best lyrics in the world, but they mean something to me. Which is why I like them. In terms of music versus lyrics, we always write the music first. So we come up with all our music when it's jamming. It's all jamming. It's me, Rich, and Perry. We go in a room down in Southampton and we just rock it out. And we just put songs together. And then when a song is done, I will come to it with lyrics. just because I like the song. I feel like the song, we get well hippie tripping talk about music, but I like to think the song inspires me to write in a certain way because it makes me feel something. And then I go with it. I go with it that way. I wouldn't say I'm a great lyricist, but again, what I do write, I like. And in terms of how we write music, it is literally we just bring riffs to the table, like I think most bands do, and we just we just slowly piece it together. We're working on another song at the moment called Never in Secret. I think it's the best thing we've ever done. I imagine sort of super metalheads may not like it because it's different, it's a bit proggy, but I love it. I think it's brilliant, and we're gonna try and finish that soon. That should be up in a couple. We're doing final lyrics on Wednesday. Then we got the solo done. Don't explain why we did it that way. And then we're done. Just gonna get mastered and stuff. So that will be cool. Man that you fear, your favorite cartoon as a kid? Thundercats. I love Thundercats. Or He-Man. Absolutely brilliant. Tom Anson, I'm asking really mundane questions. Don't worry about it. Ask whatever you want. Is your TV sorted? Maybe. I don't know. I had to put that tweet out I hate doing that because it's negative, but I had to get those points. They panicked because I think they saw that I could actually get people to retweet it. They say they're coming to pick it up on Wednesday and deliver another one, which sucks because I want to get the damn Shadow of the Colossus Part 4 done. What we're doing, the next one, we'll just finish it. We'll just do the whole damn thing. Yeah, but hopefully, I mean, what a joke that was. It really annoyed me. I don't like, cause the guy on the phone told me tough luck. I don't like that. Just, if you can't help me, well, let's, work with it. Man that you fear, video game versus guns argument. Apparently, games train us to be better killers more so than a shooting range and boot camp. By this logic, I should be the greatest shot in the world thanks to Destiny, and no one should be able to catch me because of my mad skills evading the police on GTA. I think it's nonsense. Of course, anything entertainment-wise is going to, it's going to affect you in some way, but that depends on you as an individual. This is what annoys me. We'll tie it into mental health as well. Oh, they have mental health problems. Yeah, but that's very specific to individual people. Like, I probably have mental health problems, but that doesn't mean if I play a game, I'm going to run around and go kill people in real life. However, I don't know, Steve, who lives down the road, he may do it. Which is why it's not about video games, it's about the human being. And this is why the subject of mental health really pisses me off sometimes, because we treat it like someone's broken their leg. It's not about someone's broken their leg. It's about, and don't get me wrong, if people are shooting up schools, they're bad people. I'm not saying that, mental health should be an excuse. You should just know not to, know how much you're struggling, not to shoot up a school. But I definitely do not think it's anything to do with video games. And I think giving an excuse to video games is unfair on the people that died. And it's certainly not right for the person that actually picked up a gun and shot things. Ultimately, the gun is a terrible invention, really, or whatever you want to call it. And that's why this is probably a bit controversial. I don't mean this in a bad way. I don't know his name. The officer, and I think it will change, but at the time, the officer that was meant to go in to protect the school, and he didn't. He stayed outside to create a perimeter. Now, I'm not going to go into whether that's cowardice or not. But what I am saying, I don't like it when the focus shifts. He didn't shoot up the school. That Cruz guy, I can't remember his first name, shot up the school. And that is what's terrible. That is what's terrible. And there'll be other stuff that need to be dealt with. That should be dealt with. If that's his job and he doesn't do it and people die because of that, absolutely there's a problem. But he didn't go into a school and shoot it up. And I don't like it when we create extra perpetrators when there really is one perpetrator, and that is the guy that took a gun and went and killed a load of people. I mean, I can't even get my head around it. It's cheesy as hell. But I did Eric Clapton's, when I did that thing yesterday, Tears from Heaven, just 'cause I love that song and I love playing it and I felt confident doing it, or more confident. But that song, you think about that, he lost his kid, and you start to think about stuff like that. That's where the attention should be in those situations. Wow, getting serious up on these Patreon Q&As. Matthias Sandberg, have you ever played Nier Automata or Persona 5? Both are amazing games. I've played both. They're both nuts. I don't know whether I like them or not, but I appreciate them as video games. Persona 5 to me is just too long, and it's just too crazy. And with my life how it is, I just don't have time to sit down and dedicate it to that long. But I do appreciate it. Same with Nier Automata. I think the story of Nier Automata is amazing. It really kind of jumps in deep. But it's just, Persona 5 is just, it's just too big for me. And it's a bit too crazy. But I don't even know what games I like anymore. That sounds ridiculous. I don't mean like that. The games I want to play these days. I really do think I want shorter experiences. Like, I'm going to play Dad of War, as we'll call it. But I am a bit worried. I hope it's no more than 10 hours. So the old God of War games weren't that long, 12, 15 max. I hope it's a short experience, and that's just what I want nowadays. I just want to sit down and be able to distract myself for a few hours or whatever. And like I said, nothing wrong with Persona 5. I played Final Fantasy 15 the other day. It's a great game, if you like that kind of stuff. But I just don't have the time to smash, excuse me, 100 hours into it. So yeah, my gaming taste definitely changed. That's why I like Shadow of the Colossus these days as well. Not only is it an amazing video game, but the way it's structured, you can do a couple, chill. It takes you an hour. Same with I like Star Wars Battlefront 2. It's got problems and the loot box stuff is terrible. You just go and play a couple of games, enjoy Star Wars, and then move on. But I do like those games. Yeah, if I had more time or there was a way I could, you know, put it all together, I would. But yeah. Rob Taylor, knowing what you do about your channel and the others you work with, plus the adpocalypse stuff, do you believe it's possible to make a full-time living on YouTube in 2018? I do. I think you have to be exceptionally lucky. I think you have to play the game a little bit. I think, yeah, these days it's all about the suggested list, right? A man that you fear said, loving Rox Reacts, by the way. Thank you. I'll talk about that in this question. I think it's all about getting that suggested list. So this is why you can make a living out of it, but I don't think nowadays you can just do whatever you want to do. I think PewDiePie would be PewDiePie these days. I think you'd have to game the system. Now, that's not what we're doing with Rock Reacts, which is, I'll explain where Rock Reacts came from as well. Me and my mate John Denton are doing a thing called Rock Reacts where we're just reacting to music. And yeah, don't get me wrong, it was inspired by the Lost in Vegas guys. If you haven't seen them, we basically took their concept when we're white dudes that like rock, so we'll flip it round. And it's doing well. I mean, we can't monetize it yet because you need to get crazy figures, but it's doing well because we're getting in Lost in Vegas suggested lists. That's not doing well enough that I could, afford to do a living off of it, but I know the Lost in Vegas guys earn something around 70 grand a year or something. Depends how much money you want, but still, it's amazing money to make from YouTube. So there is a way to do it. You just need to kind of tap into what YouTube likes, and YouTube likes reaction videos, it likes music, and it likes the churn. But yeah, that's not why we did it though. And this is going off your question, Rob. And I think if you've got an idea for a YouTube channel, you should just do it because you just never know. YouTube is a roll of the dice. Even now today, one video may. This is the key as well. This is why you should always keep going because one video may take off. And if you've got load of videos that form a foundation of your channel, that's how you're going to lock people in. It's not necessarily that one channel, that one video. If that's all you've got, then you may lose that kind of the click nature of it, which is why I think you should keep doing this stuff. However, this ties into my other thing that we've talked about lots of times, why I do things. Me and John did it because I was going through a hard time. John was going through a hard time. We were sending a lot of messages back and forth about, what do you call it? The struggles we were going through and the Lost in Vegas stuff that we were enjoying. And we thought, look, we don't see each other enough. Come round. Let's just smash out a load of videos, catch up, go get some food. And that's what we did. And we had such a good time that we just thought we'd keep it going. And he came around again and we caught up and we chatted and we did that. And that's where it came from. If it does turn into this massive thing, great. If it doesn't matter. Not to me anyway. The mental help that it's given me. Oh no, the stream has stopped. Well, maybe it's not. It says, are we going to come back in? And then on my end, it's stopped. Let me know if the stream... Oh, no, we're back. There we go. You had a lot of me talking about it. Yeah, that's why we did it. We did it for positive reasons. And if it takes off, great. If not, I really don't mind. I really don't mind, you know what, anymore. My new thing is not to worry, as I say, staring off into the distance. I'm not going to worry about stuff I can't control anymore. I'm just going to try and take the things day by day and stop putting so much pressure on myself, which I was doing a lot. Thomas B. Rice, hey Simon, I had my first yoga class yesterday, and to my surprise, I enjoyed it, and we'll be doing another class tomorrow. Was just curious what your thoughts on yoga overall. Do you think it's legit beneficial or just snake oil? Well, I've Googled, it seems like there is still some debate on that, so just wanted to get your input on it. Obviously, I quite enjoyed it and want to keep going with it, but also want to make sure I'm not just throwing money away in the long run. Thanks and keep kicking ass. That's a very nice way to end it. Not at all. I think yoga is 100% amazing for you. I did it back in 2012-ish for a while. I did it with a bunch of old women in my gym I was going to. And it was really good, but then I moved and I was lazy. I think I'm going to start doing it again. So I just think it's really good for joints. And as I do get up in years, and my knees hurt, my elbows hurt, my shoulders hurt, and my wrists hurt recently. Oh, my wrist is bad. I'm going to start doing it as well, but I certainly don't think it's snake oil. I think you look at the likes of DDP yoga or just yoga in general, that stuff that Trish Stratus does if you talk about wrestling. I absolutely think it will help you and make you more flexible. It would chill you out. That's the other thing. Yoga is really good for relaxation of the mind. And the most important thing there is that you enjoy it. And if you enjoy it, you absolutely should keep doing it. But no, I definitely think you'll feel some benefits. And you will get more flexible and you will get fitter. It's a great form of exercise. Yeah, I think more people could do yoga. I get it. It's hard to fit in the time Some people have a stigma about it, which I can also understand. But that's what DDP yoga is there for. It's not your mama's yoga. So yeah, you should. Yeah, you should absolutely. If you're enjoying it, you'll definitely see benefits from it. And if you're combining that with weightlifting, that will help because your muscles are going to be more supple, and that's what you need. You need to like chill your muscles out, basically. So yeah, it sounds great. Keep doing it. I certainly don't think I wouldn't call it snake oil by any stretch of the imagination. I could be wrong, but no, I would say with a lot of confidence that yeah, you should keep smashing. Yeah, keep smashing yoga and see where you get to. I bet it helps you. I bet it helps you no end. Right, I'm just going to check one more time to make sure I haven't missed anybody's questions. If you are watching right now, you'd like to ask a question, please do. I have to go in about 5 minutes because I have some work to do. But we've still got some time. Right, that's all the ones in there. That's all the ones in there. So that's that. This has been awesome. I've really enjoyed this. Here we are in another country, and the magic of the internet means we can keep talking to each other, which I think is what it's all about. Thank you again for being lovely Patreon people. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we need to talk about. Obviously, I'll be back on Wednesday, so I'll make sure I get a podcast up and then hopefully get some kind of stream sorted or do some videos. But I will do some videos, of course I will. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to say. I don't think there is. I'm amazed that, what do you call it? This has been better than doing UK internet here in former Soviet Russia. Fascinating place though. You can literally see where modernism has come in, but where the the olden time exists. So it's fascinating. It's cool. I don't think I get to see much of the city, unfortunately, but it should still be interesting anyway. Anyway, thank you very much for basically listening to me rant for 20 to 30 minutes or whatever it is. Keep kicking ass. Just keep being awesome. Keep getting a touch time in the 316. All that kind of stuff. And I will see you next week. We do it again. I'll make sure I get the thread up there. And if you've got any questions in the meantime, chuck them my way. I'll answer as much as I can. Yeah, just keep being lovely, lovely human beings.